Why do we see satanic symbols everywhere? And what do they mean? Have you ever felt like something strange is happening around you? Have you ever wondered why we see mysterious symbols everywhere? In TV shows, on stages, in songs, on artists' clothes, and even in children's games? Are they just random designs? Or is there a much bigger story behind them? In this video from MystiFacts, we'll uncover the secrets behind these widespread symbols and ask, is someone using them to influence our consciousness without us realizing it? Are we now living in a world where symbols of rebellion, chaos, and evil are being normalized? Get ready for a thrilling journey behind the scenes, where nothing is shown without purpose, and every symbol might carry a message. Watch until the end. What you see may forever change the way you look at the world around you. You've probably noticed strange symbols in many places. On stages, in songs, in movies, on artists' clothing, and even in children's shows. Symbols like the single eye, horned creatures, inverted crosses, or strange shapes we don't understand. These symbols appear repeatedly and clearly. But the big question is it just a coincidence? Or is something deeper going on behind the scenes? Is someone trying to convey specific messages through these symbols? And do these symbols actually affect us in ways we don't notice? Are we already living in a world where these symbols are becoming a normal part of our daily lives? In celebrity concerts, high-fashion runways, and even in the video games we play daily, these symbols are showing up more and more. They are no longer rare or hidden. They've become part of the visual culture we consume and get used to. Some people think they're just decoration or artistic design, but their repetition and spread make us pause and wonder, who chooses them? Why are they appearing everywhere? And why now? Could there be a connection between these symbols and the strange, fast-paced events happening around us? Is it all a coincidence or a planned strategy? The repeated exposure to these symbols subtly influences our minds. When we see them once, we might not notice. But over time, we become more accepting of them, even seeing them as cool or attractive. And this is the real danger, that symbols of evil, chaos, and rebellion become familiar and appealing, especially to younger generations, growing up seeing them without understanding their true meanings. Perhaps someone is taking advantage of this normalization to instill new values that go against what we were used to. Many of these symbols have ancient meanings and long histories. The single eye, for example, was used as a symbol of knowledge, control, or surveillance. It was linked to the god Re in ancient Egypt and to supernatural power in many cultures. The horned creature represents rebellion and uncontrollable power, often depicted as a symbol of evil or defiance of divine order. The pentagram might symbolize protection in some cultures, but in others, it's used in occult rituals or spirit summoning. These symbols go back to ancient civilizations like Egypt, Babylon, and Greece, and they are still used in certain rituals today. One interesting story comes from someone who worked in the advertising industry. He said, "I was working on an ad for a famous clothing brand, and I was told to include the eye symbol in the background. When I asked why, the manager said, 'These are instructions from top management. They want that element in nearly every ad.' I didn't understand it back then, but years later, I started noticing the same pattern everywhere." Things become even more complex when we realize that certain historical figures or secret groups have used these symbols for specific purposes, whether spiritual, political, or cultural. Some societies that emerged during the Middle Ages or the Renaissance used the same symbols, but with esoteric meanings that go beyond what we see on the surface. This raises an important question. Is what we're seeing today just a continuation of that legacy? Or is there a revival of those ancient beliefs? Another striking example was a fashion show in London in 2017. Models were wearing clothes with satanic symbols like inverted stars and the Eye of Horus, accompanied by eerie music and dim red lighting. The show was titled The Gate of Purity. A strange contradiction, an innocent title, and chilling visuals. But why do these symbols now appear in music videos, songs, and films we watch every day? Do artists actually believe in them? Are designers using them just to provoke and grab attention? Or is there a more deliberate effort behind the scenes, pushing this imagery into mainstream content? In 2022, during a world-famous artist's concert, a massive screen behind him displayed a horned creature with a glowing eye, alongside the phrase, "Who rules whom?" The stage was full of fire, portals, and shadows. Many described it as resembling ancient rituals. Yet no mainstream media outlet commented on it. So the key question is, who benefits from spreading these symbols? Is it just content creators chasing shock value? Or is there a larger force orchestrating their repetition? We know that digital content reaches millions today, and the psychological effect of repeated imagery is scientifically proven. Could there be a hidden goal conditioning people to unconsciously accept certain ideas? Imagine a child watching cartoons filled with magic and occult references, or games that use demonic symbols to gain power. Over time, these things become natural and even entertaining. This could shape the child's worldview, values, and beliefs without them even realizing it. One parent shared in an interview, "I noticed my 8-year-old son started doing strange hand signs. When I asked him, he said he saw them in a popular video game. I checked the game and found that one of the villain characters was doing hand gestures based on real-life rituals." Could these gatherings be more than just entertainment? Maybe a kind of modern ritual carrying hidden messages? Perhaps these symbols act as signals meant to be recognized only by certain people to mark the beginning of a new era or shift. With advancing technology, it's easier than ever to spread images and videos. We see these symbols on our phones, on TV, online, in ads, and sometimes even in schools. The massive changes happening in the world like AI, virtual reality, and global health crisis have left many feeling like the world is shifting quickly and maybe not for the better. So people are starting to ask, are these symbols part of a bigger plan? Are we approaching a new era that will reshape how we live and think? Knowledge is the most powerful weapon against manipulation, whether it's intentional or not. Awareness is our true shield, protects our thinking and our freedom of choice. The more aware we are, the better we can resist deception, no matter how hidden or attractively packaged it is. So are you ready to open your eyes, to think critically, and to pay attention to what's being shown to you? Because awareness is the first step to freedom. The more aware you are, the harder it is to fool you or control your mind. Remember, once you see, you can't unsee. Once you understand, you can't be easily deceived. And if you want to continue this journey into the unknown with us, don't forget to support us with a like and a share. Thanks to you, we can keep digging deeper and uncovering what others don't see.